Hey, welcome back. Welcome if you're new to my channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm not staying on long. I just told you guys if there were updates, I was going to give you some updates. I did make it subscribers only just to get rid of some of the trolls, although it's only like, you don't have to be a subscriber that long. But it'll help out with the immediate trolls. So I hope you guys are doing good. All right. What's up, Zelda's Ghost? All right, here we go. So let me just say that the reason why it took so long to come live is I was reading about the bullshit with the TikToker. So she claimed in the video, in our 100,000, what's up, Cuttlefish? In our 100,000, now she's, a TikTok star, but she wasn't, a week ago. But she said that she told the police and everything, all this stuff. Well, that's funny considering the police are looking for her. And the authorities are looking for her. And they're looking into the claims of a TikTok user who said she gave Brian Laundrie a ride after his fiancée, Gabby Petito, was last seen. So that kind of tells me that she never called the cops. This is all bullshit. Just like the body was bullshit. Like I said earlier, I have a pretty good track record for this shit, like no joke. I don't know, it just bullshit meter pops up, and I don't know, honestly, I'm usually not wrong about it. Her whole thing just didn't seem right. There's a video that came up, that went up, about her, and she tried to be a star a long time ago, and such bullshit, who knows. It's apparently not a first scam. Another YouTuber had receipts. Yeah, I saw that. I don't really see the total correlation just because she said something about her ex-boyfriend. But hey, I'll run with it. I'm not going to rule it out. And that's how I feel. I'm not ruling it out either way. I'm not ruling it out, hey, Tinker, that she's guilty of lying or not guilty of lying. I don't know yet. But the body thing turns out to be total bullshit. I'm going to call Grey Hughes an idiot because he calls everyone else idiots. And I heard that there was a claim made today on him and Chasing Truth's channel that the police have both their phones. That is false. The police do not have either one of their phones. So in a joking way, I'm calling him an idiot because he calls everyone else an idiot. So no hard feelings there, Grey. But yes, the police do not have their phones at all. Nobody's got their phones. Nobody knows where her phone is, where his phone is, don't know. So I just want to put that out there. I know I'm going pretty quick because, like I said, I'm not staying on long. I got a lot of stuff to do, but I wanted to give you guys this update. What has come out? Hey, 99. Thank you. What has come out is that the search for Brian has been called off for today. They're running around saying that it was called off because of the fake news about the body. No, it's got dark. That's why. You welcome, Zelda's Ghost. They have remote access. That I don't know, but physically they do not have the phones. They do not have the phones in their possession. Search of the Carlton. I mean, remember, I got the hiccups. It's 25,000 square feet that they're looking in of pure desert. It's being called off due to darkness. Nothing found. Efforts will begin again tomorrow morning. They say around 8 o'clock. Police still deny that a body has been found during their search. That was complete fabrication. Does not exist, but they will be back out tomorrow. They had more than 50 Northport police officers as well as FBI conducted a full search. They did an entire search, 25,000 square feet. FBI is looking in Denver and Wyoming, as well as the National Park Services, U.S. Forest Service, Teton, County Sheriff's Office, and Jackson Police Department. They've been doing ground searches over there trying to find her. Obviously, they're looking where in Jackson, in my opinion, they're probably looking Jackson the most. They said they have access to phone location through cell company, but that's not the actual phones. That's completely different. They can tell where the phones are, but they can't see messages. They can't see last time. I mean, I guess they could, but you know, what, in my opinion, what they're trying to discover, they're trying to decide if her phone, her last location of the phone matches where the text message are, the last text message she allegedly sent. That's probably what they're looking for when they're doing that. They have not said if Brian owns a gun, if he's carrying a gun, if he is suicidal, which anything is up for grabs, who knows. Northport police also told Josh Taylor, the one that we don't like, what was actually taken. It was pieces of Brian's clothes and canines to get a scent. That's the evidence they were collecting, was just pieces of his clothes. They did not take anything good. It's probably what they, I don't know how they put it in their pocket, but they did say they put something in their pocket. So we just don't know. Did she send that text? I don't see why she wouldn't. The reason I'm saying that is they're saying they don't believe, the parents are saying they don't believe it was her that sent it on the 30th. So why wouldn't he send a text of her phone after that? If that was really him, why not just send something after? Why not send it on the way home? Why, like, I don't know. I guess if you put yourself in the mind of a killer, all right? But just put yourself in the mind of a killer. Oh, I didn't even know she was live, Denise. Put yourself in the mind of a killer and think, all right, if I'm smart enough to send a text message to the family, if I'm smart enough to do this on August 30th, then what's next? Should I, if I don't want to get caught in Wyoming, and I don't want to get caught in Idaho, wherever, and I know that I'm taking the van and I'm driving back home, knowing her body is in Wyoming, Idaho, wherever it may be. Let's just say Wyoming. Wouldn't it be smarter to drive back to Florida with the van and text the parents back in Florida and not ever have to go? They would be scouring all over Florida instead of back where she really is in Wyoming. That's the only thing that's making me believe that he probably, oh, I agree with that, Denise, that he probably wasn't the one that maybe sent the text. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just putting out possibilities. If he's thought about it this much, then why not follow it all the way through? Now, sadly, according to one report that I read, that they're looking for him, that he may be on his way to Venice. This is what the FBI said. That maybe he's on his way to Venice, Florida. What makes you say that? And now, after the police or the FBI said they knew where he was originally, makes me think, can we even trust them anymore? Because we already know they lied about knowing where he was. So I have a hard time trying to think, you know what? Are the police even telling the truth? Do we even know if they're being honest? I don't know. Maybe it was a freak accident that makes him look bad, so he got the lawyer. Oh, I think he definitely got the lawyer because, I mean, think about it. His parents probably came home. Which information, Florida girl? He probably came home and his parents were like, well, where is she? He probably told him the story or made up a story, either way, and his parents got him an attorney. That's my guess. Molly's drinking in a bar bothering people. That's my guess. Which information are you talking about, Florida girl? Tell me which information you're referring to, and I'll tell you where I'm getting it from. Most of my info is coming from news reporters. That is where most of my info is coming from. And then my other info is coming from my own head and my conclusions. But my actual, like, factual stuff is coming from news reporters that are on this 24/7. Twitter, to be exact. All right. Where were we? I also want to show you guys, I want to play the Vigil. He does have a Chris Watts vibe. All right. Hang on one second. And I think the parents are buying it too. I absolutely think they were trying to give him a head start, because they knew he didn't have his phone on him because it's easily trackable. So it only leads me to believe that, thanks, Shelley, it only leads me to believe that he is off the grid. They know he's off the grid. There's no way that he can contact his parents. Now, let me explain this too. When you go off the grid, you're off the grid. When you're on the run, you can't call home. You can't call your mom. You can't call your dad. You can't call family members. You have to completely disappear with no technology, no possible trace. You can't be seen. You can't use a credit card. You can't go to an ATM. Everything has to be cash. Like, you're off the grid. You have to go in hiding. And everything that you know and everyone that you speak to, completely off the grid. That's why a lot of domestic violence victims will leave, and there's no way to get a hold of them. People get worried. There's just absolutely no way that you're ever going to find them. If they do, it's smart, because everything is underground, and they know they're never going to see their parents again. They're never going to see their family again. They're as long as they don't get caught. A lot of times they'll go to other countries. If they can get away with it, they'll go to another country. His face is plastered everywhere. I can't actually see him getting away with going to another country. I don't think he'd make it past an airport. It's not like he can shave it. He could shave his head. It's already shaved. I don't think he can dye his hair because he doesn't have any. He could shave, but it still is not going to cover who he is. There's not much he can do to his looks. Didn't see the horse. Oh, it's on there, Fancy Pants. They're on the site. Go to shop. It's there. So there's just not much that he can do to his looks to alter it. He could wear a hairpiece. That he could. But his face is just plastered everywhere. So I wanted to go ahead and watch the Vigil for her. Again, everything I'm showing you guys, I have not seen yet. Hang on, let me make it bigger.
Good afternoon, Northport.
I don't know why it's so low. I don't know why everything is so low. Well. All right. Yeah, you hear Fluffer inside.
If we can get everybody to kind of join us here on the lawn in the middle, and we can kind of get this evening started. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to everyone that has come out here tonight to support our community and our thoughts and prayers for Gabby and her safe return. And we also would like everyone to know that we will be placing the bows on this tree tonight as our community tree, once again, as a community, and everyone can start coming to our tree here and start paying tribute. I'd like to thank Joanne and Kiki for helping me with everything and getting everything going and keep it moving. So if everybody can just, keep Gabby in our hearts and in the light, please just keep coming to our community. Let's pray for our police department, our detectives, and what they're doing, and pray that we get some answers really soon in hopes of knowing where Gabby is and for her to come home. So once again, everyone, we'd love to thank you for coming tonight and supporting our community. And I have Pastor Kip here tonight that would like to say a prayer as well and thoughts.
Right. Thank you, Lisa. Sorry if you can't hear us too well with our little sound system that we have. But I was reminded of Jesus' thoughts on prayer. In Matthew 7, he told us this familiar passage that talked about ask, seek, and knock. Ask and it will be given to you, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be open to you. And then he went on to explain something about how when we pray to God, he is like a father, a heavenly father to us. And many of us are parents, and we realize that the love that we have for our children is something that is beyond our imagination. It is a love that goes beyond reason. It is an unconditional love that nothing that this child will do could ever stop us from loving that child. And Jesus taught us to pray, if you, though you are human beings and you are limited in your understanding of love, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Heavenly Father grant you His goodness and His infinite wisdom and love as you pray to Him. And then lastly, Jesus taught us to pray something that we know as the golden rule. Treat others the way that you want to be treated. Many of us don't realize that that's connected to this teaching on prayer. So we can essentially say, pray for others as you would have them pray for you. So Lord, here we are tonight as an expression of hope and trust in you. Lord, we cry out to you on behalf of our loved one who is missing. We anxiously and patiently await their safe return, or even to hear news of their whereabouts. Our trust is in you, O Lord. Even when every fiber of our being cries out for us to be anxious, we put our faith in you through obedient prayer instead. We know you are all-knowing, that you are all-powerful, and there is nothing too big for you. So instead of worrying, we pray. And we continue to pray until our loved one is returned and truth is revealed. Though we feel limited, even helpless, we know that you are not, and that brings us great comfort. Thank you for your promise to be with us always, that you would never leave us nor forsake us. Thank you for the strength you're providing for Gabby's family and friends, and for those who are thinking and praying for her tonight. We continue to put our trust in you, Lord, and in your mighty working of the power of the Holy Spirit, that she will be found.
And as he once said, too, that just because we leave here tonight, please keep her in our prayers, as well as the family. And then come to the tree, pay tribute, let them know that we're thinking of her, and we want her home safe. As of right now, we do have a table over here with some bows, so if everybody'd like to come and take a bow and place on the tree and say a silent prayer, I greatly appreciate all of you coming out tonight and supporting Gabby in hopes that she can become home soon. Okay? Thank you all.
All right. I believe that vigil was done in, yeah, that's in Florida, but Gabby wasn't from Florida. She was from New York. So I don't know if they're going to have something in Long Island, because she lived in Florida for like the last year, but that's not where she went to school or anything. This is pictures from earlier. I'll leave that running while I talk. For anyone that didn't see it earlier, there's no sound on it, so I'll just leave it running. He's from New York? Because I don't think he's from New York. Or maybe he is. I didn't think he was from New York, though. He does not have a New York accent. He does not have a Long Island accent at all. I mean, I've been out of New York since 2001, and I still have my accent. I don't hear an accent from him. In the hopes she will be found. Well, either way, she should want to be found. He went to Blue Point too? So maybe I'm wrong then. I didn't think he did. I didn't think he was from New York. He doesn't, I don't hear a New York accent with him. I didn't realize that. Alright. I didn't realize he was from Long Island. So they moved with his parents down to Florida, I'm assuming? Well, you couldn't have lived in a place and not be from there. Well, yeah, that's true. Not everyone from New York has a New York accent. Yes, they do. Everyone from Long Island has an accent. Fact. That's true. I've heard people comment on that. That he has a New York accent? I didn't think he was. Hold on a second. I want to look at something. See, even the Blue Point New York local news only talks about her being from there. Because it says, Long Island woman goes missing on trip with fiancé. Family makes emotional appeal for a safe return. 22-year-old Long Island woman who was documented a cross-country trip with her fiancé. Oh, one thing I want to talk about. Have to talk about this. This was another rumor that has been going on. Somebody showed it to me. Hang on. I got to show it to you guys. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I was like, are they kidding me? Okay. All right. There is a new Instagram account that is under his name. It was posted today, and the only picture shows of a pregnant girl, a pregnant blonde girl, a campsite, and fire. There's nothing else to it. On this account, I have a feeling I know who it is. And I think some of my Patreons that I've spoke to about it know who it is. Same guy wearing the Magda hat created a Instagram account and wrote, it is fake, and used his name and said, oh, you can track this. You can follow me on my main account, and links to his real account. This was just posted today. I can guarantee you this is bullshit. Exactly, Anastasia. You know exactly who I'm talking about. Now, for those of you that are new to YouTube, I'm going to go back to the Chris Watts case. Could be fairly easy to trace for Big Brother. Just listen. When we were in the Chris Watts case, there was a group called The Accused. It was a Facebook group. It was run by trolls, like literal trolls. And all they did was put out fake information. If you wanted fake information, you would go to this Accused group. They had like 200,000 people. They're the ones that put out all the Trent Reznor shit. I mean, everything was just bullshit. And there were people that ran that group, the trolls, that have now inserted themselves into this case. To the point that they even had a bullhorn yesterday. There's a creator that happens to be good friends with him. That this is why there's clickbait and everything else. So, and a bigger creator too. Who says, you know, she gets inside source information. Yeah, she gets it from a troll. So, I have a feeling that's who's behind something sick like this. Because I can assure you, he didn't post on an alternate account with a pregnant wife. I think it's disgusting that people are allowing this. I think it's disgusting that people are doing this. Yeah, very well-known troll. That people are doing this. This is somebody's child. This is somebody's life. You know, I'm not giving any kudos to Brian, but Brian is still someone's child. To do something like this is pretty fucking sick. Just like it was sick what they did to Shanann Watts, it was sick what they did to the daughters, and honestly, anybody that is associated with bullshit like this, you should really get out of true crime, for real. And I'm talking to creators, because this is just disgusting. And I can't prove that it's by him, but I think it's pretty safe to say it was him or someone around him, and it's just sick. So, hey, Hounds, hope the kitty's better. So, hey, Pixie. So, the fact that this showed up today on an Instagram account is just disgusting. So, I'm sure you'll hear more of it, and I'm sure there are certain creators that are gonna run with it. Someone in a circle, exactly. That someone's going to run with it, and you'll hear it reported from the very people that it's full of shit. It's a certain creator that does a lot of clickbait. A lot. And always has. So I wanted to point that out. And I'm glad I didn't forget about that. Okay, and then this... And the sick part is, he's already got 3,280 followers. The key for me that it was absolutely not him, public figure. That to me screams troll. Absolutely screams troll. He's following 426. He has 3,280 followers. Absolutely disgusting. Disgusting. So I just wanted to point that out. That it's fake. Totally fake. Nothing to stress over. Fancy Pants, mark the right zodiac sign. Just send me a message. If you go to the site, there's a thing that pops up. Just go to the message and tell me which one you need or which one you want. So yeah, 3,000, and it says follow my main account. This is total troll to a T. So I definitely wanted to put that out there. This is not real. This is not him. I highly doubt she's pregnant somewhere and hiding. Not at this point. Unless they are the most narcissistic, whacked out people in the world, I don't think so. Where she is, don't know. Have you watched psychic reading on this yet? No. Which psychic reading? Aphrodite's? I'll watch him. Although he hasn't really been right about anything, but I'll watch him. I can't hear anything. Is perplexed gone missing? You should hear me. I wonder if the parents gave him money. He's not going to last much longer with that cat. Yeah, I agree with that too, Jamie. I think the parents gave him a head start. I really do. You watched the video today. Is it good? There's a lady who has been right about past cases. Who? What's her name? I forgot the name of the lady, but if you do a YouTube search, it'll probably pop up. Psychic for Gabby? Dr. Drew spoke about it. Gabby Petito's fiance. I don't see any. Behat Life. 21,000 views. Is that her? What does she look like? So far, she's the only psychic I see. And Aphrodite. That Donna lady. Alright. Psychic reading points to a wristlet, the rift between two canyons river. That one? Yeah, I need to know who. What was the reason to the cop? Because it got dark. A lot of the rumor mill is saying because, you know, of the body, because it was reported. No, it's because of the, because it got dark. Serafini. Above and beyond ancestors. Ancestors. I see they did a Summer Wells reading.
Hello, everybody.
If they had it up, it looks like they took it down. Oh, wait, here it is.
Do this, and I did see, you know, you guys know me, I'm very forthright. I did see in the chat people mentioning some stuff about this case. So I did ask them to stop because I didn't want any more information than what I seen there. Actually, that was even a little. I do know that, and apparently she is missing. That he came home and she didn't. So
Okay, any psychic that tells me they've not heard of this case up until today, I can't. I can't do it. This case has been on every fucking news station imaginable. So I can't do this one because I don't believe her already. 1111 Tarot.
Hello everyone and welcome to 1111 Tarot. I'm Danny, also known as RD over on the Missing in Minutes channel. So you might want to check that out if you're into real crime or update type things where we research and work through.
All right, which one? She's got a bunch of them. Gabby Petito showed me where she is. Okay.
Welcome to 1111 Tarot. I did the reading earlier live. So you guys, I'm getting inspirational pointing. So I went to bed. I put everything off. I turned everything off. I went to bed. I go to bed. I turn out all the lights. I'm sound asleep when I'm taken through a place. And when I asked where it was, she told me it was a hidden waterfall. And then she took me past that and she took me to a peak. And she said, this is inspirational. And I said, okay, so you're trying to tell me that I'm going to go to this lake. So I'm guessing that's Jenny Lake. I'm going to find a hidden waterfall. And then I'm going to find an inspirational point. And I kept asking for more details, but I wasn't given any more. So I woke up. I got online. I tried to find Jenny Lake, did that. And then I looked up to see if there was a hidden waterfall. And it's literally called Hidden Waterfall. And it's quite large, which is what I've been looking for. And then, I kid you not, Inspirational Point is right there after that. So I believe that they're going to find Jen.
This search was called off because it got dark. It wasn't for any other reason. It just got dark.
And Gabby at Jenny Lake. Follow till you go to the hidden waterfall. Somewhere between the hidden waterfall and this inspirational peak. It had something to do with this communication. He was controlling the communication. He was controlling everything. Money, keys, everything. They got into a squabble about communication on this phone. I don't think it was intentional. I didn't get that. I felt like there was fighting and something happened. And I get a very, very big drop. Big, big, big drop. So, Inspirational Point is where I feel that the family...
Okay, well, I'm not a psychic, and I said that 3 days ago. So, there you go.
I will be able to get some closure. I do feel that this has been the most eye-opening reading for me. I tried to do a couple lives, and they were all jaggedy because of new technology, all that. So we're just going to do this as a recording. I got that reading when I opened up my eyes and turned the light on. It was 4:44 this morning when Gabby showed me all of this. So like I said.
All right, so whistle down. As a hiker, that trail is so busy. There are literally lines of people on the trail and the waterfall is not hidden. So you're saying this girl's full of shit. Like you've been there. The roles were reversed and Gabby fled after being abused by Brian. Yeah, where's the proof that Brian is all these things? I don't have any proof that Brian is all these horrible things.
I could see this bear eating fish, and it was a very natural environment. It's a hike. There is this hidden waterfall. I can't even explain it. I thought it was small in the readings. This thing was huge, huge. And I looked it up, and Hidden Waterfalls is quite large. And then, like I said, I'm getting this inspirational point. So I screenshot a little picture there. I'll put more details down below. That's all I have for you guys. So thank you for staying with me on this. I want to say that for those that are close to Gabby, I wish you to have compassion with yourselves. There's nothing in this world that can separate you from her. Gabby will always be a part of your life. She loves you, and you need to just continue to be literally like controlling everything was the biggest problem. There was control issues in this.
We don't know there were control issues because honestly, the only thing that we saw was on her. We didn't see anything from him. We saw it on her. She was the one that was the aggressor. She's the one that was controlling. She's the one with the mental issues, according to what the only evidence we have is what we saw. So I highly disagree with all these people. Is he probably a murderer? Absolutely. Did he probably kill her? Absolutely. I am not denying that at all. And I'm not trying to say he's a good guy because he's a piece of shit for what he's doing. But let's not all of a sudden make him into something we don't know if he is or not. I'm sorry, I just can't do that. That's the same thing as the rumor mill. I just can't do it. Whistle down. People take tons of pictures on Inspiration Peak. It's a moderate hike. The waterfall is a huge photo attraction. Thank you. So you've been there, Whistle Down. You know what it's all about.
This relationship, it was like a fight to the death over control, a battle, a pissing match, if you will. And at the same time, he was the one that was causing the agitation by triggering Gabby with doubts about herself, about her worth, making her feel like she was the unstable one. It was a very passive, deflective anger that he was pushing onto her.
True, Tyler, I did see it. I actually played it in my video. But here's the thing, okay? And I mean this. Here's the thing. That's hearsay. That's going on the BFF's word. You know, I'm not saying the BFF is lying, but everybody wants their 15 minutes of fame. We don't even know if that was really her BFF. We have no idea. This could be some girl who hung out with her 5 times. We just don't know. But to portray him as this horrible person when that's not based on anything that we have seen so far. Like, when examining a case, you can't look at, like, let me put a disclaimer on it again. She did say pissy match. Let me put a disclaimer on this. I do believe that he killed her. I do believe that he fucked up big time. Whether he pushed her, whether it was an accident, whether it was intentional, whatever the reason, I do believe he killed her. I do believe that he may have even set this up, that it could be something that he's been thinking about based on his actual Instagram, and certain things it just didn't seem right. But to say how their relationship was, the only thing we have to base on that is that she was the aggressor, that she was the one with mental issues, and she was the one that pushed it. That's the actual evidence that we have. So these psychics that are basing this on bullshit, I can't go by because we don't have those facts. We just don't. Sounds like the lady speaking about what the friend said and the rumors that are going around. Exactly. That's my point, Princess. You're 100% right. Whistledown is saying that this is full of shit. Gabby wanted clean, pure pictures without other people in them. All the trail apps will show her direction, stamina past hikes, and timed. All of her camps and trails are not the popular route. Gabby wanted clean, pure pictures without other people in them. She was an amazing filmmaker. I don't trust the psychic. I don't either. This woman's pissing me off.
And she told me this inspirational point you were showing me on the cards. Please show me what happened.
All right, I want to look up something. Hold on. Oh, look. I looked up Inspirational Point. We get waterfalls, hidden falls, and inspiration. We get whatever that is absolutely stunning. We get hiking trails. I mean, you could do a fucking Google search and find this. Shows you how high up it is. Oh, look, a waterfall. Jenny Lake. Hidden Falls. This is beautiful, though. Now I want to go here. Yeah, I'm not buying this psychic at all. What's the Inspirational Point and makeout spot? Oh, I don't know. She doesn't get that trails zigzag across mountains. Also, they run boats, kayaks, and ferries through there multiple times a day. Oh yeah, I'm not buying it. I could pull everything she set up from a Google search and put together a story. That's 2 psychics down. Look at all these waterfalls. Death Inspiration Point. Woman dies after falling into cannon on first day at work. Welcome, True Tyler. Hey, look at this. Man killed in boiling Yellowstone Pool was looking for a hot soak. An acidic pool in Yellowstone dissolved a person. All right, here's my theory. The only thing they could recover was his wallet and burned flip-flops. Oh, no shit. This is so pretty, though. Hey, they got close. That's a rough death. He told cops when they were pulled over that time that he didn't have a phone. Because it got dark out. They're going to pick it up tomorrow. This is beautiful. I'm like in awe. See, but the thing is, we don't know if he even made it to Yellowstone because, where are the pictures from Yellowstone? All right, here's my theory, though. Mom's partner has joined the search party. Here's my theory. I think she fell off a cliff, and he's scared to death. How she fell off a cliff remains to be seen. That I don't know. Gabby says a cop remind him to get his charger. If he had no phone, why would he need his charger? That's a good point. I didn't study it that well. That is a good point, though. You disagree respectfully? I just don't think he killed her. He may have pushed her. Don't get me wrong. He definitely may have pushed her. But I don't think it was intentional. I don't think he set out to murder his fiance. I just don't. This guy has no criminal record. It definitely could be an accident. I just don't see it as being this horrific thing where he killed his 22-year-old fiance. I just don't. I could be wrong. But there's no mistress. There's no reason. You know, show me a reason. If you're going to say that he did it intentionally and it was straight up murder without it being an accident, give me a reason. Give me a motive. No, Columbo, I'm just going by, I need a motive. I need a reason why a 23-year-old kid would kill his 22-year-old fiance. Just give me a reason, and I'm all for it. He's a proven liar. He had a phone. Until the police have a phone in custody, I can't say either way. I believe she was going to leave him. I don't believe that. Why run if accident? Scared. That's why. Totally scared. I believe he could have thrown her off a cliff accidentally. She could have walked away and he left. Then he couldn't find her and freaked out. Maybe even waited for her. See, that was my original theory. I don't think so anymore. The body cam footage showed a lot. I don't know, Columbo. That body cam footage kind of showed that she was the aggressor, not him. So it may not show what you think it did. He pulled phone out of pocket when asked for a number on stop. Okay. He pulled his phone out of his pocket after telling police he didn't have one. I don't know how the cops didn't pick up on that. Maybe they did. Maybe it was her phone. Maybe she fell, or maybe he pushed her. Maybe they had an argument. They were on top of a hill. She slipped. Who knows? If he called for help in an accident, then he'd be a suspect. Absolutely. That's another thing I wanted to touch on. So a lot of people are wondering why he hasn't done certain things. Hey, Sherry. All right, if you listen to a cleaned up version of the police cam, you'll hear that he grabbed her face, locked her out of the van. Yes. Why did he lock her out of the van? That was the other thing I thought of. True, Reagan. That is possible, but that was what I heard. He locked her out of the van, and she had to climb in through the window or something, which was kind of weird. I think it showed a young girl was incredibly scared while he was charming. Oh, he definitely charmed his way, no doubt. He had a phone, she didn't. Okay. But why not say at this point that it was an accident? Because it's too late. Because she was beating his ass. Anxiety is hard. OCD is hard. They got Gabby and his phone yesterday. They don't have Gabby's phone. When they were at the parents' house. They do not have either one of their phones. That is a lie. The police have confirmed they do not have their phones. I think he locked her out of the van because both of them probably threatened to leave each other. And we don't know. Anything is possible. They had DV evidence against her. Why not just say self-defense? See, that's what I'm thinking too. I thought of that too, Stormy. That, you know, according to the video, she was the aggressor and the cops loved him. So maybe that's, you know, come to think of it though, maybe that's why he didn't say anything, is because he knew that the police report, like the police had already been called. No, they did not. They do not have their phones. They do not have her phone. They do not have his phone. They're both shown on their phones in the body cam footage. Hang on. They have access to their phone lines or something. But, okay, so Reddit is now saying police now have access to Gabby and Brian's phones. Hope they can somehow find the location of Gabby's last text was sent from. But I found something earlier that said they don't. Hold on, let me pull it up. Hang on. All right, I don't know where it is, but I had something that showed that they did not have access to the phone, that they did not physically have the phones. They may have gotten access to it through the cell company, but they don't physically have their phones. But I don't know where that went. Let me see. No, I don't know where it is. I apologize. She was really punching down with that guy, and she could have done so much better. This is not normal behavior of an innocent man. I agree with that. But it is normal behavior of a very scared kid. That is not refutable. They can access the phone data without the actual phone. Yes, that they can. That's why I'm saying they may have access to their phones, but they don't actually have the physical phones. Because I don't remember the Ford Bronco in 94. That was no kid. Who, OJ? Oh shit, I've been talking to you guys. I didn't realize my mic was off. I'm sorry. Don Marie, I think that was an accident. I did that by accident. No, I didn't. It's all good, D. I don't hear any sounds, just me. No, I'm back. I'm back. I screwed up. I apologize. I'm like answering you guys' questions and you guys couldn't even hear me. So I apologize. But now you guys hear me. Only Laura. Hey now, Reagan. Be nice to me. Be nice. And they just seem so guilty. Then when the officer walks back after talking to Gabby, first thing he says, you talked to Gabby. Like he was wondering what she told him. I'll be honest with you. I haven't looked at the video that intensely to rip it apart. I just haven't yet. I should. Maybe I'll do that tonight when I'm making candles. I just haven't. I would not ignore you, Columbo. All right. Okay. This was, I don't know when. This means authorities can now track the location. Okay, so the breaking news came, it says 9 hours ago, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it was intentional. I believe it was an accident. He could have been in shock. Oh, he's definitely on the run. You are always nice to me, Reagan. Cancel that order for hearing aids. I know, right, Savannah? Lord took away screaming to a put. No, not at all. No, because when I used my loud vape, so I hit the mic mute, and I forgot to unmute it. So let me see if there's any updates. Maybe he didn't want... If he killed her in Teton and just left her, it's very likely an animal got the... I'm telling you, I really... My heart of hearts, she went over a cliff. Accidentally, intentionally, I don't know. She went over a cliff. He's a murderer. Oh, I'm not saying he's not, Reagan. He definitely killed her. Either he pushed her or something, but since there hasn't been anything from him, you just don't know. All right, let's see if there's any updates. FBI Denver, nothing. Gabby and her boyfriend were traveling. 2 hours ago, they posted. Gabby and her boyfriend were traveling in a white 2012 Ford Transit van with a variety of stickers on the back with Florida plate QFTG03. FBI has a missing person poster that includes photos of Gabby and her van available for download. If you were in the Spread Creek dispersed camping area as identified in the attached map during the time frame of August 27th to the 30th, 2021 and saw Gabby and or her boyfriend or their vehicle, please provide that information to the FBI. They're looking for anybody that's in the area, that was in the area up until the 30th. This was all posted 2 hours ago. The Spread Creek dispersed camping area is located in the Bridger-Teton National Forest on the east boundary of the Grand Teton National Park. This area is closed to the public and will remain closed until the surveys are complete. Who needs statement from the FBI? We have TikTok, exactly. She may have tried to take off on him. He found her pissed. Nah, I don't know. I am multitasking. I sure as hell wouldn't camp in a tent in that area, not with grizzlies. All right, so if you were in the area between the 27th and the 30th, that would be the Spread Creek dispersed camping area. Here's the map. If you were there, let the FBI know. TikTok got attention on Liz attorney. It's ridiculous he wasn't under surveillance. Yeah, I agree with that. But they know where he is, Reagan. Don't worry, they know exactly where he is. Till the next day when they didn't. All right. Let's see. All right, we got something from 2 hours ago.
At sunset, there's also a search happening today in Turn. It's quiet out here tonight, and we know the search for...
All right, Brian Enton is on top of it.
Brian Laundrie here in Florida wrapped up a short time ago at sunset. There's also a search happening today in Wyoming for Gabby Petito. So many questioning, how could Brian Laundrie go missing right in the middle of this investigation? The search for Gabby Petito's fiancé, Brian Laundrie, is now focused on a wildlife preserve where police say Brian's parents say their son might be.
We've had drones in the air, we've got bloodhounds, canines, four-wheelers.
The Laundrie family home is only about 10 minutes away from the area that police are searching, called the Carlton Reserve. It's hundreds of acres of swamp and forest. Yesterday, police showed up to the family house after they say Laundrie's parents called them, concerned that they hadn't seen their son since Tuesday. Today, detectives confirmed the parents would not discuss Gabby Petito and only talked about their missing son.
Their attorney was on the phone with us and, was giving them counsel as we spoke, and all of the conversation was only about the whereabouts of Brian.
A search is also happening in Wyoming, where the FBI says they are conducting ground surveys in Grand Teton National Park, the last place Gabby and Brian may have been together.
I love the band.
The couple documented their travels on social media, like these happy shots shared in their van life YouTube video. Now social media users are flooding platforms searching for Gabby on sites like TikTok, Twitter, Reddit, and others. One Reddit board devoted to her disappearance has commenters scouring Yellowstone webcams for sightings, doing deep dives into possible leads, and combing through the pair's Instagram posts for clues. Police fear if they don't find Brian, they may never find Gabby.
At the moment, do you believe Brian might be in danger?
Sure. I think that's fair to say. I mean, you have somebody, there's an enormous amount of pressure, I'm sure, on him to provide answers on what's going on here.
And Gabby Petito's family put out a statement that says that Brian Laundrie is not missing. They say he is hiding. The search here in Florida will continue tomorrow. Aaron.
All right. See any other updates from Brian? 3 hours ago.
Really quiet tonight outside Brian Laundrie's house. Probably the most quiet I've seen it in a couple of days. Mostly because the police have now blocked off the street, so people can't come down the street unless they're media or unless they live on the street. So all the protesters that you saw last night are not here tonight. So it's very, very quiet. We got police outside the house still, sort of keeping an eye on things. Super quiet out here.
What's 1111?
Yes, the parents are inside. I kind of tweeted earlier, I think, that the dad came out to get the mail today, but that was really the only thing that really happened here today. No one's been in and no one's come out. So the big update today, let me just go through kind of everything that happened.
10:11
here.
here.
Search happened at the Wildlife Preserve, which is about 10 minutes from here. Massive of area, hundreds of acres. They have bloodhounds, drones, ATVs, these swamp vehicles. If you look at my video from earlier when I was there, I kind of showed all of that stuff. So they searched today. From what we know, basically came up with nothing. There was this rumor earlier that started spreading on Twitter that like a body was found. That was not true. That was just a rumor. Absolutely not true, according to the police. So they searched there today. The new information we got from police today was that yesterday when the police went into the house, the Laundries, the Brian Laundrie's parents, they would only talk about their son missing. They would not talk about the disappearance of Gabby Petito, and they had their lawyer on the phone while they were being interviewed yesterday. And we know that those brown paper bags that they took out were filled with Brian Laundrie's clothing. They needed the scent from the clothing for the bloodhounds over at the search site. So that's kind of what police say went down yesterday with all of that drama last night when we saw the police going in and out. We know they're searching until sunset here at that preserve. So that should probably be wrapping up for the day pretty soon.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, it's my understanding they are searching again tomorrow. You can see the media out here. Not a ton of media tonight. Yeah, people saying they were hoping something would break today. Trust me, we were hoping too. We don't know if the Mustang is his, but they did go in the Mustang yesterday. The police did and took something out. They haven't had any visitors. People asking, have the family had any visitors? No visitors. Yeah, a lot of interest in the camper. Let me see if I can get closer to the camper. Can't really go in their driveway now because the police are blocking it, but hard to imagine that he would be. Yeah, the camper, I mean, when it was daylight today, we could see inside. I can't imagine he would be in the camper. Will the police make another statement? We're not sure. Sometimes they tell us they're going to make a statement through an email, and then we go to a place where we can record them. Other times they've just sporadically come out and talked, so I'm not.
Can you imagine if he was laying in the camper the whole time? How fucking funny would that be?
Not sure. I'm thinking they're not going to make another statement today, though. Yes, that is true. There is a vigil happening for Gabby, close to here, like near City Hall. I have a colleague who's over there right now. I am not at the vigil right now. It already started. I didn't want to leave the house, just because, I didn't want to leave and then have something happen here.
Why are the news reporters so like thinking something's gonna happen? I don't understand from a news reporter why this is bigger than any other murder or something that takes place. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, I wish I had the answers to so many of your questions I'm reading right now. We just don't know. Like, police aren't giving us that kind of information in terms of phone records and all of that specific stuff. So I wish I had more today. It just hasn't been a very productive day, from what we've been told. Uh, there is also action happening in Wyoming, at the big national park there. We know the FBI started a search there, so they are not searching through the night, from what I've heard for him. From what I understand, they're calling off the search when it gets dark, which is very soon.
I think the parents gave a head start. That was it. I do. I think the parents gave a head start. I don't know why, I just do. But there's a lot.
It's quiet out here tonight, and we know the search for Brian Laundrie.
There's a lot of shit that goes on in there's a lot of shit that goes on in that area. I've never seen newscasters so wrapped up in a case. All right, New York Times, nothing. 2 people went on a trip, 1 person returned. That person isn't returning information. Where is JB tonight? Uh, 22 hours ago. Yeah, everything's from yesterday. Alright, 5 minutes ago, while Gabby Petito went missing, 5 different law enforcement agencies began search in the Carlton Reserve, a 25,000-acre park in Sarasota, not for Gabby, but for Brian Laundrie, a person of interest in her disappearance. That was posted by Fox 13 Tampa 5 minutes ago. They're showing the same dum-dum from yesterday. Yep, nothing new. That's it. What's this? Oh, this looks interesting. If it plays. Come on.
Utah police released this body camera footage showing their encounter with Gabby and her boyfriend before she disappeared. You saw some of that earlier in Evan's story, but here's more. A witness called officers after seeing the couple get physical, and tonight domestic violence experts looked at much of that video as well. Fox 13's Brianna Ardano joins us now live with this one in Tampa with their reaction. Hi there, Brianna. I know this certainly shows a lot of tension between the two.
And Mark, officers ended up talking to both of them separately and ultimately did not cite Gabby with domestic violence. And tonight, those survivor advocates tell us that there's a lesson here in checking in with others.
What was it you were attempting to accomplish by slapping?
This body camera footage from Moab police in Utah shows officers talking to Gabby Petito before she disappeared. A witness called officers about a potential domestic violence situation on August 12th after seeing Gabby and her boyfriend, Brian Laundrie, argue and get physical.
She talks about her mental health issues, her OCD specifically, and that that there was some tension between the two. He acknowledged tension between them, so you could tell that this was an escalating situation.
Clara Reynolds with the Crisis Center of Tampa Bay tells us remotely they handle calls all the time from people looking for help in domestic violence situations. Reynolds watched the body cam video and says it's important to trust your gut if you see something.
So at least at this point, there is recognition that within a couple of weeks of the disappearance, that there was at least one interaction that demonstrated that there were some issues between the two individuals.
The video also shows police asking Brian about the scratches on his body. Officers did not charge or cite Gabby because she says she didn't intend to harm him. But what Mindy Murphy saw in the video paints a different picture of Gabby being the victim. She works with domestic violence survivors at the Spring of Tampa Bay.
So it was not unusual to hear her taking responsibility for her behaviors and kind of, and him not taking any responsibility for his. I tend to think that probably there was a lot more that he did to contribute to the situation than at least I saw in that first 20 minutes.
The couple was separated that night for their safety. Domestic violence experts say the video shows how important law enforcement training is in those situations.
But it's really important that law enforcement knows what they're doing, that they give a potential victim space to be able to safely talk about what's been going on.
And victim advocates say that it is also important to watch for any signs that may be wrong, because every couple is different and those signs may come up as physical or even behavior changes. And so they say that it is important for
Okay, the behavioral panel I heard was horrible. Hey, Gritty.
Well, city leaders have...
They said the behavioral panel just put her as the bad one. Told you we're gonna get left behind in a strange place, and you've got anxiety. You're gonna freak out. I think that's the only reason she put his hands on him. So I'm essentially a lawyer. Hell yeah. I wish that didn't cut off. I wanted to hear more.
And now that body cam video from the Moab Police Department giving us just a glimpse at the relationship between this pair, this couple. It was taken on August 12th when police responded to a possible domestic call. Somebody saw them and saw something and called in. Well, Fox 13's Josh Cassio watched that video. I know it's a long one, Josh, and what did you take away from it?
Yeah, that video is about an hour long. It shows a couple that just went through a very emotional dispute. In the end, no charges are filed, but it appears to show a window into the emotion and the mindset they were in at the time. It's August 12th, right around 5 o'clock, near the Arches National Park in Utah. You're looking at newly released body camera video from the Moab City PD. The couple in the van, Gabby Petito, and her boyfriend, Brian Laundrie.
Gabby, Brian, okay. What's going on? How come you're crying?
I'm sorry, we've just been fighting this morning. Some personal issues.
In the video, Gabby appears emotional and alludes to issues of mental health. She talks about the stress of cross-country travel and trying to grow her YouTube channel. By now, the couple, which has family ties to Northport, have been driving and living together for weeks in this small van.
Some days I have really bad OCD, and I was just cleaning and straightening up the back of the van before, and I was apologizing to him and saying, I'm sorry that I'm so mean, because sometimes I have OCD and sometimes I just get really frustrated.
As part of their investigation, police ask about a potential domestic violence situation, noting both have marks and scratches. Laundrie downplays it, and the officer would later say Petito appeared to be the aggressor.
I know I shouldn't push, but I was just trying to push her way to go, let's just take a minute, step back and breathe. And she got me with her phone.
Yeah, I was yelling at him, and then when you turned to, I said, I kind of punched his arm, like, there's a push that shitty.
After the long encounter, police nearly charge Gabby with domestic assault, but ultimately decide against it as the officer informs her.
So you are not going to be charged with it. All right? But this is what I do have to do. I am separating the two.
The couple then reportedly spend the night apart. A little over 2 weeks later, Gabby would send her final text to her family on August 30th, long after this strange encounter with police that ended quietly. And police noted during their investigation, everyone's story seemed to match, both the couple and a witness who had seen them previously. In his report, the officer wrote, after adding up the circumstances, the situation amounted to a mental health crisis, he said. He said it did not reach the level of domestic assault. Cynthia, back to you.
Wow. That's it's kind of hard to watch that video knowing she is missing right now, but it does give us a glimpse, like you said. Thank you, Josh.
See, here's my thing, though. If it was him that disappeared, everybody would be saying how she was the abuser. Everybody would be saying how it was so right there that she was the abuser and blah, blah, blah. But because she's missing, all of a sudden he's the abuser, even though she admits to being the abuser. It's really confusing. I don't know what to think. Because he did downplay it. He didn't want to get her in trouble.
Fox 15's Kimberly Quizon joins us now live from Northport Police Headquarters. What's new today, Kim?
Well, Linda, I can tell you that investigators both here with the Northport Police Department and across the country are continuing to work on leads, on tips, doing everything they can to try and locate Gabby. Now, joining me now is Josh Taylor. He's the Public Information Officer for the Northport Police Department. Josh, thank you for taking your time to do this. Of course, the main thing that everybody wants to know right now, is there any new information that you can release at this point in time?
So we've been working around the clock here. I mean, we're up to 6 days that we've been working this case. Certainly there are some new leads as far as that we have and some information that we're working on, not necessarily for public consumption at this point, but you know, this case is progressing. We will eventually get some answers. Of course, the frustration remains with one of the two people that went on this trip that we know is right back here in this community.
We know so many people are interested in this case. It's not only just in the country, it's the nation at this point in time. How important is it to continue to keep Gabby's picture out there and to continue to bring tips in? Yeah, so it's very important. We appreciate you guys being here, but we have had an enormous amount of media attention to this, and you know, it can be suffocating at times. You know, I mean, it is reporters from all over covering this issue, national news. And of course, you know, my first responsibility, I believe, is to our local media, making sure that you guys get what you need, because you'll be here when this is all over and kind of this settles down, and we will get to that point. We know that it's extremely frustrating not hearing from Brian and his parents. We know that they have rights. Now, his sister, we've heard, has she spoken with you? Yep, I can confirm this afternoon that, you know, authorities have spoken with Brian's sister. However, it's my understanding that there's been no real substantial information that's come out of that conversation. Is there anything that you continue to ask for Brian and his family to talk? Just how important is that your pleas continue to be heard out there? Yeah, well, that whole narrative can change at any moment. Brian can walk right through these doors, and we will go through the complete professional process of asking him what the heck has happened here. Can you talk anything about the searches happening in Wyoming and Utah? Have they been organized, or what is law enforcement doing out in those areas? Sure. So we're working in conjunction with FBI here in Tampa, the FBI out of the Denver area, and they're working with authorities there. Certainly the Northport Police Department's not going to load up the van necessarily and get out there and start doing our thing. So we really have to rely on those resources in order to fully keep everybody on the same page. The FBI is a huge help in that, and to be able, because remember, if something's found somewhere, if Gabby's found alive, or the worst has happened, which we're certainly not hoping for by any means, it'll become somebody else.
Hang on 1 second. Mocha Cloud. One thought about the body cam video. Brian says he has no money for a hotel. They need to find out when or how he got money to get home, because at that point, Gabby was not there to pay for anything. Yeah, but wouldn't their money be dual money? It wouldn't just be one of their money. They were on a trip together, so that would make it both their money. But, you know, while I'm watching that, think of this. Tell me what do you think the odds are. What if, just what if, he left her, needed a day by himself, and came back and she disappeared, and he had no idea where she was? Or the same person that killed the hitchhikers, I mean the lesbian couple, are the same ones that killed her. Possible? Probable? Maybe not. What if she got upset, went on a bender, stormed off, and ran into the hippie couple? Exactly, Rebel. That's what I'm saying. Is that even possible? You don't know, because they're automatically going to look at him. No matter what, he was on the trip with her. So no matter what, they're going to look at him. All right, Moab and Wyoming are far apart. Does she have any history of depression? His parents may have wired him money. Why did he take the van home? The cops even say in the video that they don't see where she could be a threat to him at all, which is why they didn't want to charge her. I know they say it's not related, But I was thinking too, maybe that's the like, this was my original theory. It doesn't matter now, but my original theory was, if it was connected, not that he killed them, but if it was connected, it was connected because the guy that called the police to report the domestic abuse actually was the one that called. The killer of the lesbian couple was actually the ones that called to the police to get the two of them separated. And then he went and killed her. That was my original theory before I really looked into anything. But you never know. But you never know. But that was my original theory. Traveling together in close quarters, people will get to... Oh, absolutely, Hounds. I said that earlier. She is or was tiny, no reason to hurt her. Savannah, there's an hour and 17 minutes body cam vid. Alright. I don't know, it's just a thought. I don't know, I just keep going back and forth. Like, I think about this case all the time. Because I just keep thinking, well, what if? What if? What if? What if? I just don't know. You're right. Anything is possible. In the video, trying to protect his fiance. See, Lady D, I see that too. But Chris Watts would have protected, Shanann too. I don't know. I just wish he would talk. The camper is in the police department in Florida. Any abuser would want you to see. Many of you seen Brendan die? Oh, yes, I have. No one I love, nor myself, would say a word, guilty or not, without an attorney. That's very true. See, that's what I said originally to Savannah, is I don't blame him for lawyering up right away. But somebody knows something. His parents know something. Somebody knows something. I'm starting to believe that his parents are part of this, and his parents gave him a 3-day head start wherever he is. Because at this point, he knows he'll never see his parents again. He can't call his parents or anything. How long was Shanann Watts missing? Oh, Chris folded right away. Drones are not if they don't know where to look. She could be anywhere. Because you have to remember that. She can be in a geyser. She can be Yellowstone. He could have dropped her off anywhere between Jackson and Florida. She could be in Georgia. I mean, we have no idea where he dropped her off. Everyone's assuming she died in, Everyone's assuming she died in Yellowstone, or she died in Wyoming. He could have dropped her off anywhere. She could be in multiple states, exactly. Or he possibly locked her out of the van and took off and came back and she was gone. And he has no answers for police. That's another possibility. And he may not really know where she is because he left and came back and she was gone. Somebody could have been following them. The murder of the two lesbians, he could have been following their every move and waited for a moment that she was gone and took her. We don't know. But him not speaking could be he's afraid that somebody's going to tell him that he's going to... You just never know. Have you seen a guy's video about... Yes, I don't buy that either. I don't believe a lot of these TikTok people. Until the police confirm, the FBI confirms that they're legit, I'm not buying it. Why? Because he's older? Got to know more, but we have our Fifth Amendment right for our own benefit. I read they're now thinking it's connected. Another Casey Anthony. I don't know. I'm telling you, it's a good possibility that it's a very strong possibility that this psycho that they have not caught were following them and waiting for them to be apart. And maybe he left her at some point, or she left him at some point. Maybe he left her at the campgrounds and went to go get something. And she was just hanging out at the campgrounds. And then this guy came out of nowhere and killed her. And he freaked out, didn't know what to do, and left. I mean, there's so many scenarios. So many possibilities. Police did say they found evidence in the van. They can't discuss it yet. Maybe there's a cop killer out there. Maybe. No, but I'm saying it's highly probable that the killer of the lesbian couple killed somebody else or want to kill someone else. It's highly possible. It's not out of the norm to think this guy could have followed. This guy could have followed them. That's not out of the norm either. So you just never know. Last to see a missing person driving a missing person vehicle, then disappears. Well, yeah. But he could be scared. You just never know. No, it's not Brian, Pixie. Did that couple see him with her? Yeah. That couple, they were at the couple's bar or something. Give me a scenario as he searches for one. No, I'm just saying, anything is possible. He could have panicked thinking he would be blamed. Exactly, Lisa. That's exactly right. Missing person in severe distress. What if the person that killed the other two women started? That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I just said. You can't rule that out either. It could be linked in that way. I mean, they were killed right after. Yeah, the double homicide isn't linked to them in the sense that Brian didn't do it. But they never caught the guy that did it, so they don't know if the guy was following them. They don't know who the guy was. They don't know, that they haven't caught him. You can't rule out something like that. You can't prove it, but you can't rule it out yet either. They ruled out the fact that Brian didn't kill the two lesbians. That they ruled out. But we just don't know. But he fled. He could be scared. He could be petrified. We don't know. Or he doesn't have an answer. He doesn't know what happened. And he's afraid to say that he left her because they're going to, think he's guilty anyway, which they will. They will think he's guilty. They will try to put him under lock and key. They will try to get it out of him. They are going to use the Reed technique, and they are going to scare the shit out of him. That's what they're going to do. If that is the scenario, then he's doing the right thing. If that's what happened. If he really doesn't know, with a big IF, if he doesn't know what happened, then he's doing the right thing. And it's also why his parents are protecting him. Because they don't want to see him go to jail for something he didn't do. There is another killer on the loose. One that killed this couple on a campground that they were at. And he hasn't been caught. He hasn't been caught yet. If he really doesn't know where the love of his life is, why is he not searching for her? Because he's scared to death? We don't know if he maybe searched for her for a couple of days. We don't know that yet. We don't know if she was disappeared on the 25th and he spent the 30th. He spent 5 or 6 days looking for her. We don't know. What we do know is the killer that killed the lesbians killed 2 women. Nobody's saying he wouldn't kill a third. And Brian could be scared to death. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm saying it's possible. It is a mind game. They were looking at a connection between those events and Brian as the perp. They might not see that them as connect. Exactly right. And again, I'm not saying that this is definitely what happened. I'm saying it's possible. Looking at the timeline and the campgrounds, you know, it's possible. Doesn't mean it's probable, but it's possible. And at this point, with him saying nothing, I think you have to look at all avenues. Because again, if that is the scenario, then he's doing the right thing. In my in my heart of hearts, do I think it's the scenario? Probably not. But either way, I think he's scared. There's no way they could say there's no connection. True. Can't empathize with someone who has that much disdain towards plastic water bottles. It creates such disturbing art with acrylic paint. What do you mean plastic water bottles? Love of your life is missing and you didn't do it. Because you prove that he didn't do it. Let's just say that something happened. Let's go with this scenario. Let's say my scenario is correct. All right? Let's say that's what happened. Can he ever prove that it wasn't him? If some random guy took him? Of course not. Like, he can't prove it. He picked that plastic bottle out of the water and threw it on the ground. We've seen 2 witnesses say they seen him alone, 26th, 29th. I have a strong feeling he was in panic looking. He's scared. He could be in a panic mode looking. It's very possible. If you believe those 2 people that saw him, then yes, he was looking for something for 5 days. Colombo, there's no body cam footage in the middle of the desert. I don't know. Prove she's even dead at the... You can't. Maybe Brian's father killed Gab. What? That's dumb. This is why Brian would be at no. But Lisa, that's a good point. We've seen 2 witnesses say they saw him alone on the 26th and 29th. Maybe the trip was planned and he sold it. He didn't sell her. I'm using probable scenarios, not probable, possible scenarios based on the evidence that we have. The body cam footage turns down a bottle of water when he offers, states, no, I don't like plastic water. Oh, okay. Like I said, I haven't studied the body cam footage that intently. I mean, I watched it with you guys and I watched it one other time, but I really haven't studied it. But I'm going to shut down because I got a bunch of candles to do. There isn't even evidence of a crime yet. No. But there is evidence of a missing person, a missing 22-year-old, a man that came home alone, that drove from Wyoming to Florida straight home and got a lawyer. And parents got a lawyer. And now he's disappeared. That we do have proof of. And other than that, outside of that, there's not much. Above all, I hope against all odds that she's somewhere okay. I don't think she's okay. If he really left her and she was a victim of another predator, then yeah, that would explain the silence. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Again, I'm not saying it's probable. I'm saying that it's possible. It's just another way to look at it in the hopes that he's being silent for a solid reason and he's not being silent because he's a murderer and he's, sad. Say that if her body is found now, it will be badly decomposed, and that so many clues will be lost. Then what will be needed is a confession. Good point. If he did the deed, why not dispose of her and go home? He was looking for her. That's exactly what I'm saying. That he had between, you know, the last known reporting, the 25th. I smell trafficking and most of it. No, he didn't traffic her. So I just have, I don't know. Like I said, it's possible. Thanks, Savannah. It's just possible. Not probable, but possible. And, you know, I keep thinking, though, I just keep thinking of this guy, the one that killed the two lesbians. They were connected in the sense that it just makes me think, is it so far-fetched to think this guy killed the lesbians and followed them? It's just not that far-fetched to think that he could do something like that. And they don't have that killer yet. I'm sorry, Ellen. I'm actually shutting down. I went on way longer than I thought I was going to go on. It's too close, exactly. So just an alternative theory that, like I said, if that's the case, it's why he's silent. And it's why he's staying silent. So definitely possible. Not probable, but definitely possible. There's no actors. Don't be a conspiracy person, shits and giggles. All right, I got to work. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace. All right, wait. They went missing on the 13th, and she was known to be okay on the 25th. Doesn't mean that he didn't follow her. Maybe the guy didn't have opportunity. Maybe he was waiting for opportunity. We don't know because we don't have a killer yet. They never caught the guy. They just know it's a creepy guy. Well, I'm sure that Gabby and him were not together 24/7. I'm sure that he left her at some point at a campground or she left him at a campground, something. You never know. You just never know. Never know what goes on in these woods and campgrounds, and I would never be there alone, I'll tell you that much. So, all right, I will see you guys later. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. That's what I'm thinking. Is it Brian that killed the two? No, I don't think Brian killed the two girls. That is not the connection at all. So, all right, I'm out. I'll see you guys later.